Today we're going to be using custom match types to our advantage in WWE 2K25. You'll be able to improve your universe mode with them. You'll be able to improve your play now experience with them. I honestly think that this is probably some of my favorite custom match types, aside from the little ones that I'm going to show you guys that will improve your universe mode a lot. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you guys have been enjoying the content. Let's go on ahead and get into it. Custom match types can take you a long way, especially in this game, man. I find myself actually using a lot more custom match types this year than any other year because the gameplay itself is really fun, and when you add little twists and turns to the match types, I honestly think that that's the best of both worlds. So let's go on ahead and get into one of my favorite ones right here, man. 4-on-4 tag team match, which is the Survivor Series traditional matchup. Now, I named this the Survivor Series Traditional because here you have the elimination match. So instead of doing a War Games match, you can switch it up in your universe mode and do a regular 4-on-4, or even if you're just looking to have fun, just a 4-on-4 with a bunch of stars and just do elimination style, which I think is probably one of the best things to do in this game. I love elimination style matchups because I feel like there's just not enough of it in the real life product, and this is a way for me to recreate whatever I want to do in this game. You can add a time limit if you want, you can do all that stuff, but me personally, I prefer to go with just the elimination. Keep everything normal because it is, again, just a regular 4-on-4 tag match, except for the fact that now wrestlers get eliminated instead of losing once. Here you can change the weapons, but I don't think it matters because it is going to be a normal match type, for the exception of it being elimination. To me, it is truly perfect because I feel like this is one of those alternatives to the War Games match, and it really does bother me that the War Games match does not have an alternative for elimination style inside of the War Games cage. So this kind of does the best of both worlds for me. You're still going to get your tag team matches, you're still going to get elimination styles, but again, War Games is a really fun match type, but this to me right here is probably one of the best ones that you can do if you are looking to get away from the War Games match, you know, 1 year and then bring it back the other year. Again, at the end of the day, universe mode allows you to do anything you want to do in terms of that. So this is one of those things, man, where you could even do both if you wanted to and leave the War Games match to a rivalry styled match, but then you still have your normal Raw versus SmackDown to open up the show with the 4v4. So just something to keep in mind. This to me right here, I had so much fun playing this match type, but I quickly realized that 10 minutes is not enough. You should probably be in the range of 15 to 20 minutes with this Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match type. So I use this for whatever. You can use it for, you know, if you want to determine a #1 contender, if you just want to do a match for fun, if you want to put a championship title on the line, but you want to be within the 15 to 20 minute range, you can turn on the false count anywhere option, as that is, you know, something that you can do, and I do find that fun because in the ring it is tough to kind of get those pins and cram them in, but it is a tougher challenge when you are trying to get as many pinfalls as possible in 15 minutes and people keep coming in the ring and breaking it, because there is no going to the stage and beating somebody up and then getting that pin there. You have to get it inside the ring, just like a traditional match type. So this is one of my favorite ones because you have 4 people going at it for whatever the stakes may be. You got to get as many pins as possible. It almost reminds me of like the Iron Survivor match in NXT, just a little bit different. Obviously you don't got the timeout where they go back inside the pot and they have to wait in there. I personally think that this is a really cool match type. You can go on ahead and set the default health to whatever you want. Obviously weapons are going to be involved in this match, so you can put whatever you want for the weapons, and this is basically it. You can do 15 to 20 minutes, and I call this the 4-Way Iron Man. And I don't know why I put elimination, so don't mind me, but yes, this right here is the 4-Way Iron Man, and it's just a really fun match type. And this right here is a really cool match type. Now, is it one of my favorites? I don't know, but I think that this one is cool because in a high stakes scenario, in a Hell in a Cell, you do have space to move around, but in a steel cage, you literally can't go anywhere. So I turned off the availability to climb out the cage and I put pin or submission on. You could put a time limit to this to kind of make the stakes a little bit higher with a 2 out of 3 falls, and you got to finish in 10-15 minutes. I think that's kind of cool, but right now we're going to keep it at no limit, and I did a steel cage 2 out of 3 falls, which I think is a really fun match type. You can do different things with this, and again, it's almost like you're stuck in hell, you know what I mean, with this match, because there is nowhere to go. With a Hell in a Cell, again, you could break out of it, you could walk around the ring. Here is you and your opponent, and that's it, and you can't climb out the cage. You have to win by a 2 out of 3 falls. For this, I didn't put a time limit because I feel like 2 out of 3 falls, especially depending on the difficulty that you're playing on, could be tough. You could be there for a while, so I feel like personally no time limit is best for this match, but if you want to add a challenge for yourself, if this is a match type that you will use to just challenge yourself and play against the CPU, perfect, go for it. So this is one of those matches, man, where again, I don't know if it's one of my favorites, but it's definitely one of my go-tos in universe mode if I want to do something crazy, high stakes, put a championship on the line, and just a really high stakes rivalry. So something to keep in mind with this one. So one of my favorite ones right now for the brawls is the one-on-one first finisher wins, and you can go on ahead and start them off both with a finisher if you want to, but I personally think that this is one of the best ones because now that you have promos, this is just another alternative to a brawl backstage, just setting up some more heat for your rivalry. And this is where custom matches come in to allow you to do really cool things in your universe mode aside from being able to use promos. I do start them off with one finisher to start because obviously you don't want them sitting there brawling for a long period of time, but there are rivalries that will need you to go on ahead and do that if that's the way you're putting it together in your mind, because universe mode, as much as you can do in the mode, there's a lot of things that we got to use our minds for and just imaginations for. So this is one of those things where it's your decision to do that. You can go on ahead and start them off without a finisher and just put their momentum at fast. That way they're fighting, battling it out, but they are gaining a finisher at a fast pace. So that is definitely something to keep in mind there. Or you can go on ahead and start them off with a finisher like they're just getting ambushed from behind or something of that nature. Again, unfortunately, promos don't give us, the ability to brawl out backstage. So this is one of those things that you can definitely do with this. So just something to keep in mind, man. Personally, I like this one again because it's just another alternative to a promo. So this one is a cool one, man. I recommend that you guys try it. This is just using creativity and really just getting the maximum potential out of what universe mode could be. And one that I really like is the brawl, but with a pin instead of a knockout. So just imagine that you're having this really crazy feud in universe mode, but you really need something to amp it up. You can go and start a parking lot match and just start beating each other up and go for the pin instead of a knockout. So this is just, again, just a little bit of a difference, just a little bit of a tweak could make these match types so different, because now you're not looking for a danger meter, you're looking to go for the pinfall and just turn off knockouts. So personally, I really like this one. You can always put a time limit. I'm not too crazy about time limits unless it warrants it. So this is one, man, that I am a fan of, and I think that you guys definitely should go on ahead and try. Being able to pin your opponent in the backstage areas, especially with the archives now being there, is really cool. Being able to do different things off the fist, I just think that it's going to be a better experience with the pins on. You can either do this for fun or you can do it for universe mode, whatever you want. A lot of the fun parts, of creating these match types is that I can always find a way to use them in my universe mode and use them in the play now mode. It just really depends on what you want to do and what you like to do and how you book everything. So just something to keep in mind with this one. So the 2v2 match is, again, something very similar to what we're used to, and I think that this is cool for feuds as well in universe mode. So you can turn on the finisher match to perform the finisher to win, and you can do elimination. If you're in a 2-on-2 and you're beating somebody up, hit them with a finisher, they will be eliminated, and now it turns into a 2-on-1 brawl. So again, it's just little things like that that make these match types pop, especially for what you're trying to do. So this is, again, one of the cool ones because you can just do different things like that with the 2v2. And another one I like to do is when you get 6 man, in a ring, and you do perform finisher to win, because now it's almost like a superstar showdown. You're doing finishers to see who's going to be the last man on top. A lot of these match types just make the universe mode better in the end, and that again is one of my favorite ones, because if you're having, like, for example, a feud for the Royal Rumble, you can bring in 6 to 8 guys and just have them do their finishers, and now you have a little quick segment where we see who comes out on top there. So there's many different things, man. Again, just get creative with match types. I'm just giving you guys a couple ideas. Are there any match types that you're specifically doing right now that you're having a lot of fun with in WWE 2K25? Let me know down below. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to this video if you guys enjoyed it. But nonetheless, man, thank you guys for watching this video. We're about to hit 15,000 subscribers. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you guys have been enjoying the content. I'm gonna catch y'all. Peace.